The land of ancient Japan was shaped by misty mountains, silent forests, and warriors who believed that honor was more valuable than life itself. These warriors were the samurai, and the force that ruled their minds and actions was not fear, not power, but a strict moral code known as Bushido. Bushido was not written in stone or bound in a single book. It lived through discipline, loyalty, blood, and sacrifice. From childhood, a samurai was trained not only to fight, but to accept death calmly. To them, hesitation was dangerous, fear was weakness, and attachment could destroy both a warrior and his clan. Bushido demanded absolute moral clarity. A samurai was expected to know what was right and act on it without doubt, even if the decision led directly to death. Courage was not loud or reckless. It was quiet, controlled, and rooted in acceptance. True strength meant standing firm when escape was possible, remaining calm when the outcome was already known. Samurai were also taught benevolence, believing that power existed to protect the weak, not to exploit them. Respect defined every interaction, even with enemies, because dignity was considered a reflection of inner strength. A samurai's word carried more weight than any written contract, and once honor was lost, it could never be fully restored. Among all virtues, loyalty stood above the rest. Loyalty to one's lord, one's family, and one's name was absolute. Betrayal was worse than death, and failure was not something to run from. When a samurai failed his duty or brought shame upon himself or his master, there was only one path left to regain honor. That path was seppuku, a ritual suicide meant to prove courage beyond fear. The samurai would dress in white, write a final death poem, kneel in silence, and cut his own abdomen. It was not an act of despair. It was a final declaration of responsibility, discipline, and control. One of the most powerful stories in samurai history is the tale of the 47 Ronin. Their master was publicly humiliated and forced to commit seppuku, leaving them leaderless and disgraced. According to the law, they were expected to accept their fate. Instead, they chose patience. For 2 years, they lived as outcasts, pretending to be drunkards and cowards. Society laughed at them, believing their spirit had been broken. But this was deception, not weakness. On a cold winter night, they struck with perfect precision, avenging their master exactly as Bushido demanded. After completing their mission, they did not flee. They surrendered themselves willingly, fully prepared to die. The ruler of Japan faced a difficult choice. To punish them as criminals would uphold the law, but to recognize their loyalty would honor the samurai code. In the end, he allowed all 47 Ronin to die by seppuku, together. Their graves became a symbol of loyalty, patience, and unbreakable honor. They were no longer outcasts. They were legends. Yet Bushido was not without darkness. As Japan moved toward modernization, the same ideals of blind loyalty and sacrifice were twisted and used to justify endless warfare and unquestioned obedience. The samurai class was eventually abolished in the 19th century, and swords were taken from their hands. But the code itself did not disappear. Bushido survived in a different form, living on in discipline, self-control, calm thinking, and leadership. It became a philosophy rather than a battlefield law. The samurai legacy teaches a powerful lesson. True strength is not rage, but restraint. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. And true honor is choosing one's values, even when the cost is everything. Not everyone can live as a samurai, but everyone can live by a code. And in a world driven by chaos, the calm mind of the samurai remains one of the greatest forms of power ever known.